Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. This is not financial advice. I just want you a bunch of myths, baby, because it's about to get hot in the kitchen. I gotta say, make sure you talk to a licensed financial advisor in your area. Investing carries risk, but if you made any money on the stock or crypto market, let me know in the chat. I want to celebrate you, family. I want to see what you made money on and that you ain't alone, baby. That you ain't alone. We getting paid out here. I want to give a shout out to the people that got into my buy alerts. I had sent 2 out. They cooked. One of them is up $200. The other one is up $450, basically in less than an hour. The percentages, I wanted to keep them small to make the point that when you know what you're doing, you don't need to go up 200%, 300% every single day. You can still make a 1 or 2 or even 6% trade that can help you to knock it out of the park, family. I love that. Then I wanted to put some hot stocks on your radar. These hot stocks are not like your Microsofts, not like your Apples, not like your Fortune 500 ETFs. These aren't the set it and forget it. These are the ones that you got to watch and pay attention to if you're trying to make any money on it on the way up or back on the way down. The first one is Opendoor. It's currently $4.60, but it's moving very fast. When you look at the chart, you can see that the support for it was about the $3 level, which I often teach very thoroughly beginners and people who are decent at the charts how to be better at the charts. And I want to give a shout out to one of my guys. His name is Street, and he said, basically, thanks, Jerome. He's talking about the federal chair, Powell. He really knocked it out of the park with this one. He tagged me, and he used this stock that I'm mentioning right now, Open, and he made 703% on that. I love to see it, family. He is among you that are writing in the comments right now about what you made money on. I love to see and I love to celebrate you. I want to tell you a little bit about this company, but like I said before, this isn't one that if you're a beginner or you don't know what you're doing, this isn't one that you should do alone. It says, why is Opendoor stock, ticker symbol OPEN, skyrocketing today? The main reasons are this: Jerome Powell, he did a speech and they're likely to cut interest rates. Why is that important? You're going to see when I tell you about what Open even does that, oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. Then it said the demand for Open and the business that they're in is heavily dependent on borrowing conditions, aka the interest rates. Whenever you hear about people borrowing money, the interest rates is one of the most, if not the most important piece of that. And then remember, they said even down here that Opendoor currently where what it is still a meme stock, meaning that it's not moving off of the fundamentals. It's not moving off of the company making money. It's moving off of the hype and the enthusiasm. This is what Opendoor does. And now you're going to see why the interest rates are very important for making it move. Open engages in buying, selling, and trading residential properties online. So this company is trading houses basically like they are stocks. When you think about that and how it makes sense with interest rates, if the interest rates are lower, more buyers step in, because you might have saw that house. You know how you might have been saving money to go and scoop up the next residential house or the next rental property that you wanted to get into. But you saw they was trying to hit you with that 7% interest rate. They was trying to hit you with all of these high numbers. But if those numbers came down to like 3%, 2%, you more likely to go and buy it, because now your mortgage will drastically reduce from what it was when you had those high interest rates. So people are thinking like that. And when they're buying more houses, Opendoor is going to be the company that is actually seeing some benefits to their bottom line, aka their money, when these things happen. But like I said before, that doesn't mean this is a good company yet. In the future, it could graduate to being a good company. But for now, it's one that if you trade it, you got to do 2 things. 1, you got to use a stop loss. And 2, you got to check on it regularly. When you are in a hot stock, you got to watch the stock like it's your baby, family. You got to have a freaking baby monitor on these type of things. I want to pull up why. Go to, and I always encourage you, download the Moo Investing app. The opportunity is knocking on the door. I want to encourage you to get the free stocks, put $100 on there, but you're going to get the tools that are showing me how to make money in this thing. And the link is going to be in the top of the description. The financial estimates, even if you don't know how to read a balance sheet, even if you don't know how to understand revenue versus profit, you don't know how to understand any of that. What you can see is that orange line right there. It was going up and now it's coming down. Their financial estimates and the money that they're bringing in, it was going up, but now it's coming down. It was going up to about 1.5 billion, but now they estimate that it's going to drop all the way down over $1 billion to 480 million, which is still a lot. But family, $1 billion drop in your revenue, and that takes it down basically 2/3. This is insane amounts of drops in terms of the business. So with this company, the stock is going up, but the business is going down, which means opportunity is in the future ahead of us, not necessarily in the past behind us. So we got to understand how to trade things like this. Here's a key level. I always tell you, make sure you're watching out for where the institutions or the large investors are getting in this one, because they're the ones you want to trade with, not necessarily the everyday retail investors. You will let them get those little shakes in the market, but you looking for the bigger moves in the market because they add to the probability of you winning. 185, you might not see it, but currently where we stand with today's charts, that is the level of support where the institutions like to buy it. If the fundamentals of the company and the money they bringing in keep dropping it to the floor, then there's an even better spot, which is about 50 cents. Then when you do that, like I said, you got to watch it like it's your baby. But also, you have to make sure that you have a stop loss on. Do not get into a stock like this without a stop loss. Where my notepad at? I'm telling you, make sure you're paying attention. Let's look at the market cap of this company. It's about a $3.5 billion company, meaning this could become a $6 billion company, $12 billion company very easily. But it could just as easily become a $1 billion company. And that's why I'm telling you to make sure you're making it make a lot of sense. I want to tell you this, though. If you do decide to get in right now, then you got to watch it even harder than if you waited for those levels I told you. You can still make money from getting in right now. If I see the price I like, I'll strike. And if I see the charts making it make sense, I will strike. But you got to understand the game. Now I want to get to another piece of this, and this one is ETHZ. It was a $7 stock, and I told everybody, you know what? Cool off on this one. Wait for it to drop to the $3 level. A lot of people were saying, nah, man, that ain't never gonna happen. It ain't never gonna happen. And now it dropped all the way back down to about the $3 level. And it wasn't that I knew how to tell the future. It's I knew how to tell the charts to you, because I'm looking at where did it have that big giant move. This is where the institutions are playing it. Everybody else in the middle, that's the noise. You got to look for the signal. This is where it is. It doesn't mean it's going to stay around this 330 level right now, but again, I sent out that buy alert to the family, and I know many of you want to join the family, but the calendar is still all the way booked out, family. And the moment that it's not booked out, I'm gonna let you know. Get on my free email list so I can keep you up to date on everything, and that's going to be pinned to the top comment as well and in the description. But for now, I'm gonna tell you right here what we got going on YouTube. Let's take a look at what this company does, and I want to tell you some red flags that a lot of people don't even tell you. It says that they operate in clinical stage. Wait, whenever you see clinical stage, family, the red flags need to be flaring up in your head. That's a red flag. That alone, when you see that in the stock, clinical stage could be good, but most of the time, family, it's a trap. The next one, biotechnology. Same thing. Most of the time, family, it's a trap. It don't mean you can't make money, but it means if you decide that you're going to get in something like this and try to hold it long term, it's like when somebody tells you, man, I seen somebody who made money playing the lottery. Yeah, of course, somebody going to make money playing the lottery, but that's not a good plan. What you going to do when you grow up? Oh, I'm going to win the lottery. So you're going to spend so much money until you finally win in the lottery. That's not a good plan. If your kid told you that, you would say, yo, you got to try harder. You got to take life more serious than trying to win a lottery. And that's what these biotech companies are. If you try to hold them long term, if you're trying to trade in and out of them, it's making sense. Here's what I'm saying. Clinical stage, red flag. Biotechnology, red flag. Therapeutic, red flag. 3 red flags, family. 3 strikes and you out for the long-term hold. However, you can make money in the short term on these. These are great for the get in, get up, and get out. But there are going to be people who don't listen, and I don't want that to be you, because I'm going to have to come to your house and open up. Open up. I said open up. And then I'm going to hit you with the notepad, and then the cops going to wheel me away. It is what it is, family. We don't want that. We don't want that. So let's make sure that we paying attention to what is a short-term in and out type of trade and what is a long-term hold. Okay, this company is a $500 million company. If I get in this one and I risk $100 and I lose $100, I'm done. I'm letting it go. I'm not trying to chase that $100. And I'm also not putting a house on this one, because a lot of people do that too. Here's a company that you could actually look in putting a heavier bag on, in my personal opinion. Like I said, talk to a financial advisor in your area, but check this. Google, ticker symbol GOOGL. This is one of the best priced companies in tech in the entire world. Now, it's 2:07 at the time of this recording. I sent out a buy alert the other day again, and we loaded up on this one at a really, really good price again. But this is a great dollar cost average one where you could just get in. Nobody's been wrong that has been investing into Google. It's just been working out and working out and working out. So I say that to say this is one that if you were to buy it and you wanted to not watch it, you wanted to go to your job, your 9 to 5, for example, go to the beach with your family, and you don't want to be eyeballing your stocks the whole time, Google is exactly what I would get into at this moment. Here's why. The PE ratio, the price to earnings ratio, is about 20. For tech stocks, it's usually 30, 35. Some of them you might even be seeing at 50. This is the price of the stock compared to what they earn. And this ratio, when it gets lower and lower and lower, especially in tech, then it's good. So this is lower than that 30. This is lower than that 50. This is low for a tech stock, especially of this size in artificial intelligence. So then we like that type of thing. We love this. We love to see it. This is a great dollar cost average stock, in my opinion. If you own any Google, family, put a G in the chat. If you own even a fractional share of it, I'm telling you, I want you to consider working towards getting 1 share if you like Google, working towards getting 2 to 5 to 10. Work your way up with it and try to grow with this company if you did your research and you like Google stock. Then I want to put you up on some more research on this one. Google rises on a report that Apple, you know, the iPhone, Apple is considering using Gemini AI to power Siri. Right now, ChatGPT is powering Siri, but they're saying that they might switch over and let that go and move over to Gemini AI. So the Google interface, when you Google something and it says go to AI mode or you get an AI answer, they're saying that Siri might in the future, and they're in the talks. We'll see if it goes through, but get that kind of a Google brain, which could be cool or could be not. Now, there's one last thing. Google also struck a deal, a definitive deal. The Apple one is a rumor. The definitive deal is they got into a $10 billion with a B Meta deal about their cloud interface. So this is going to be great for building out those data centers that they need. Whenever you use a phone to use ChatGPT or Gemini AI or whatever, it's sending something to a data center. It's like a big brain of a computer, and they got to build more of these so more people could do it. So they got to, and I'll read it to you straight. Google and Meta strike a 6-year, $10 billion deal for Meta to run on Google Cloud infrastructure. Family, you love to see the progress. So with that being said, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Use the Moomoo link if you want to get some free stocks and get some of the best tools in the trading game that exists. I'll see y'all in the next one. And get on my free email list right now, family, so you don't miss out on anything. I'll see you in the next one, and take care.